Hi there, private practice owners. This is Lisa Wozniak with Woz Marketing, and we are here for another episode of Virtual Coffee with Carter Miller. You might have remembered a few weeks ago, I sat down with Carter and talked about his business, CashRev Solutions, which is centered around medical revenue for those in private practice. And Carter helps them solve their cash flow challenges. And I asked Carter to come back for another chat today. Thank you, Carter, for coming back to talk to us.
Thanks for inviting me back. Very much appreciate it.
You know, as Carter and I have gotten to know each other a little bit more, we were having a conversation about some of the things that people who are in private practice struggle with. And he's got some really great tips that I just couldn't wait to share with all of you today. Carter has recently produced an article on the 4 most common billing mistakes that practitioners experience in private practice, and wanted to talk about that today. So let's just jump right in here and talk about these 4 common billing mistakes. How did you uncover this as the 4 top billing mistakes that you see practitioners make?
It's honestly from the feedback that I get from a lot my LinkedIn connections. So I do a lot of surveys and such on LinkedIn, and I ask them what their practice's largest cash flow challenge is, and then I try to hone in on more of what they mean. So this is straight from
those conversations, hey?
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, so let's go ahead and break this down. If you could help us understand this, what is the first billing mistake that you see practitioners make?
One thing, which is huge, is keep up on your codes. They normally change, sometimes annually, sometimes biannually, but it's something that you want to keep up on. And you want to make a list of your top 10 most used codes that you use in your practice, and make sure that you very much understand them, the modifiers that may go with them, and then 2, as far as credentialing goes, that your contracts with your networks specifically say that they are going to pay for those codes.
That's fantastic. That's, it never occurred to me that that codes would change over time. It seems like that would be something that would be a constant. So that's really helpful. What's number 2? Number
2 is using data analytics. So I kind of touched on that. Is you want to put together your top 10 codes. So there's a few things you can do with that. You can take those codes, look at them, make sure that your contracts with your networks are going to pay them, and 2, which networks are currently paying them, or the other ones that are giving you a tough time with them. You want to take a high-level approach to those and make sure that each of those codes are impacting your bottom line in a positive way. And you want to get rid of the ones that are not. So whether that means not doing a certain procedure anymore, or getting your credentialing up to date so that you are paid for some of these other services, then you have action items to bring back into your practice to address those, so that everything is a positive impact on your bottom line.
That makes perfect sense. I love that. Okay, and number 3?
Number 3, fixing common denials. Like I mentioned with the credentialing, for psychotherapy specifically, you've got the 90834 code, which is the procedure code for your 45-minute session. And then you've got the 90837, which is the code for the 60-minute session. And there's many, many psychotherapists out there that have a tough time getting the 90837 or the 60-minute session paid for. And much of that reasoning I found is because of their credentialing contracts with the networks. You want to be sure that it is specifically outlined in that contract that they are going to pay for the 90837, the 60-minute, because they will absolutely, even if you've got the 45-minute one in there, they're going to give you grief if you need some more time with the patient and it ends up being 60 minutes and you rightfully should be able to bill for that amount. They're going to give you a hard time if it's not explicitly in there. And secondly, with that 90837, even if it's in there in your contract, depending on the network, they may require prior authorization. So you want to do that too. And then this claim submission and payment will go much, much smoother.
And what's number 4? Fourth and final.
Fourth and final, I consider this one to be extremely important. Do not chase payments. Just do not do it. It costs too much time and money. Get your procedures, your administrative procedures, in line first to address them so they never become a problem. For instance, patients, collecting any balances that are due from patients is extremely difficult, especially after 30 days of aging. After a patient leaves your office, the likelihood of collecting their balance automatically goes down from 100% to 80%. And then after 30 days, on average, the likelihood of collecting that balance pretty much goes down a percentage point every single day. By the time it's 90 days old or older, it's pretty much a write-off. So you want to have the procedures in place to collect right up front if possible. In addition, it is for insurance claims, on average, it costs $6.50 to file a claim to begin with. Say it's rejected and you go to resubmit it. On average, in administration costs and time, it costs $25 to resubmit that claim without any revisions. With revisions, to correct and resubmit that rejected claim, on average it costs $37 per claim. So every time something is rejected by not having the procedures on the front end in place, you're costing yourself money, time, headache, everything.
Wow, no kidding. You know, when I first read that in your article, I thought, well, that seems kind of crazy. What do you mean don't chase after payments? I want every dollar I can get my hands on. But it never occurred to me the cost involved. So by the time, you get that payment after 30 days or whatever, and you subtract the cost of acquiring that payment, how much are you really getting back anyway? Wow, that is very enlightening. Wow, this has really been enlightening. I feel like this is an education all by itself, and I could pick your brain about this stuff for hours. But for our viewers who want to learn more about what you do and the ins and outs of that, how can they get a hold of you?
They can get a hold of me by jumping either onto our website at CashRevSolutions.com. That's spelled out there, CashRev, R-E-V, solutions with an S.com. You can go on there, check out what we do. You can also schedule an appointment straight from the website, or you can just email me directly at Carter, C-A-R-T-E-R, at CashRevSolutions.com.
Well, listen, Carter, I really appreciate you taking the time to break all of this down today. Like I said, it's an education all by itself. And we'll be in touch with you soon. But folks, this is Lisa Wozniak with Woz Marketing, helping you navigate your yellow brick road. Have a great day, everybody.